Good, we're recording, so we're going to have to be sending that out tomorrow. I'm glad to see everybody out here tonight. I appreciate everybody's time. I want to thank everybody for the time out here. I got a few prizes to give away as well throughout the webinar tonight. And this is the Extreme Website Critiques webinar. Hope everyone can see and hear me just fine. This is going to be Extreme Website Critiques live, so totally live, not recorded. We're going to look at some live websites tonight, going through kind of picking things out. It won't be too rough on everyone, but just going to show you a lot of different issues that I've been seeing. I am your host, Colin Martin. You can see me down there with my beautiful girl, Vicki, who sits by me on almost all webinars for the last 3 or 4 years, and she's learned quite a bit about webinars herself, or, you know, internet marketing in general, because she gets to sit here and listen to all these, whether they're paid or free, and she is learning quite a bit. And if you don't know me, I'm pretty sure everyone does know me and by now. And if you don't, well, I worked side by side with Tom Antion. That's going on 7 years actually now this month. If it's July, yeah, 7 years. And I was his marketing manager and his right-hand man. And I want to say that I learned a lot of this stuff from him. He actually charges $500 for a website critique. And it's very valuable stuff, because once you learn this stuff, you get more traffic and better conversions. It's basically what a website's for. And I definitely learned that from him, and because I've learned all these great things, I was also, he made me his head instructor at the Internet Marketing Training Center, which I was just at the other day for a seminar about brain rewiring called Switched On Internet Marketing. It was really cool. I learned a lot from that, and it was kind of neat. We're going to take a look at a few websites tonight. And we're going to learn about the 5 biggest problems, and I'm going to point them out here. But before I get started on that, I want to say that when you build a website, you really want to think about conversion in mind before you sink a lot of money into it. Most of the websites I'm running across lately from new clients that I've been picking up who have been in business for a long time, not necessarily on the internet, but with their private practices and things like that. The general consensus with the websites out there is they're just a big business card, some kind of brand. They figure that if people see them, people are going to call or fill out the contact information, and none of that is going to be true. Most people, when they see a website, they expect something to happen. If they can find it at all, they really want something to happen. They want to be able to download something or opt in or engage with it. Someone calling a phone number from a website, no matter how fancy it is about the last thing in the world anyone's ever going to do. So you want it to make it easy on your visitor for them to get around. You want to see, make sure that they finding the information, the pain solution things that you're offering. People are searching for stuff, and they're searching for answers, and they're searching for solutions to problems. Your website needs to be an instantaneous information and educational tool that helps people solve their problems, things that they're searching for. It's not really used as a business card, and if it's just a big postcard or a big online brochure, it's not doing you justice, but worse of all, it's not helping the person you're trying to help. If they can get involved and get more information and opt in and be led around the site and have their problems answered, and you're able to capture their information so you can help them further down the road, that is what the website is for. And finding it also is a big issue out there. So I'm going to go over the 5 big problems here, which are the 5 most effective places on your website to put keywords. What are keywords? They're just fancy phrases that people search for. So when someone puts in a Google search, Google takes that exact phrase and scans millions of websites in just about a split second. And it tries to match up the websites that have those phrases and words on it and give it to and deliver it to the searcher. That's the business they're in. That's what Google does. That's all they do. Okay. So their biggest customer is a search person, and you are the product or end result of the search. Because they have to search so quickly for certain keywords, depending on where the keywords are on the website, it makes it easy for Google to find it. And I'm going to point out exactly where those are tonight. And also, another problem, the most effective ways to increase in opt-ins. Like I said, you want to make sure that when someone comes to a site, they're compelled to opt into your database so that you can market to them further. Them reading something or a blog post or just giving them great information or watch a video of you and then them leaving is servicing them but not servicing you. And also you want to have ways for your visitors to get around easy. It's called usability. And if people come to a website and they're confused as to which way to go or which way to get back to where they were, or things seem confusing and there's 1,000 links all over the place that just go in every which way, it's very confusing. And people won't have that kind of patience. They'll leave in a heartbeat. And that's exactly why what we call bounce rates, people coming in and bouncing out really quick, are so high. It's because sites are often confusing and there's really no direction or there's no way to lead the person from one page to the next. Can visitors share the content? Just because you have one visitor come to a site, if you don't have share buttons for them to share the content, you're missing out on a fantastic opportunity for them to share it with literally thousands of their friends. If they have a Twitter account or Facebook account or LinkedIn, collectively that could be 5,000 or 6,000 people that could be exposed to your content just by one visitor sharing. But if you don't have the share buttons on there, then there's no opportunity for that. You don't have to have your own social networking. The share buttons are for those visitors to share on their social networkings. I'll show you examples of that. And another real big thing these days is we need to get away from a website reading like a brochure and looking like a brochure, and it needs to have a personal experience for the visitor. You need to connect with them on an emotional level, and you need to identify the reasons they're there and give them the solutions to the answers they're looking for. They really aren't impressed by another, brochure that's all written in third person. It just seems impersonal. Your website is your chance. It's an extension of you and your handshake. It's an extension of you and your soul. All the philosophy that you put into your businesses and the books and products that you've written. Your website is an extension of you. So it needs to be like meeting you in person. And sometimes you'll see a website where it just seems like it's very personal. It's very open. And you're getting a very intimate sense of that person speaking to us. And that's one way to build community and build raving fans, is making a personal connection. And I'm going to show you live examples from all over the web, including some of yours. And I had a few people write in tonight. But first, I want to see if anyone's awake out there. It seems kind of quiet. I'm going to give away a prize, and I just want someone to randomly say, heck yes, I want the prize, or whatever kind of thing they want to beg for. The Little Black Book of Autoresponders, fantastic opportunity. It's 10 autoresponder templates that I have created that are all on video, screen capture video. It walks you through how to create a 10-part autoresponder series that drives people back to your website in droves and into the hearts and products of your business. And I'm going to give away 2 of those. And Jeff Justice, Jeff Justice, love that name. He was first to jump on the bandwagon here with a big shout out. So I'm going to do Jeff, and I'm going to see who else is begging really, really hard here. It looks like John Walters. He says, heck yes, I want the prize. Wow, that's awesome. John Walters, I'll give it to you. All right, there will be another chance. Hang on, because I'm going to be giving that away again at the end, right before the Q&A. So I want to make sure. So I've written those 2 people there. So congratulations on that, Little Black Book of Autoresponders. So hang in there, and you might have another shot at this a little bit later on. But I know you're here to learn something, so I want to get right to it. So big problem number 1 are keywords. What are keywords? I explained them a little bit. So when someone searches for information, they'll go to Google and type a word into the search box. We've all done it, describing what they're looking for. Then Google has to scan the text on your website for words that match and returns it as a search result. Now, if you've ever seen a Google search result, and I know you have, you'll see that when you put in a phrase, it'll say, Google has brought up 4 million results in 1.2 seconds. Wow, I don't know how they do that, and I'm not here to figure out the science of that completely about how they do that, but I do know that for them to do it that fast, they search for keywords in certain areas. It's called search engine optimization, and it's fairly popular among us internet marketing folk. And I'd love to show you exactly where you want to put keywords at, and this is very simple to do. And the problem is that keywords that you probably are putting on your site are in the wrong place. So let me show you exactly the secret here of where to put keywords so that Google can find them as fast as possible. Again, search engines have to look for keywords, getting millions of websites in just a few seconds. Here are the 5 most effective places, and you don't have to write all this down because there will be a recording, and I'm going to give away the PDF of the slides here along with the recording tomorrow, so you can use this as a template. But number 1 is called a title bar. Now, it's a fancy word. A lot of people don't know what it is, but it is the number 1 place where Google searches for keywords on a website. And it is probably, to be honest with you, 70% of the search engine juice and search engine tricks that internet marketers use, and it's the title bar. And you'll see that, especially in a web browser like Internet Explorer or even Chrome or something along those lines. You'll see right there at the very top of your browser window a place where it says Internet Explorer. And often up there, if you don't optimize it with keywords, it'll just default and say Home and About, and it defaults to the pages of your website that you have without any keywords in it. But you can override that by putting them in what's called the meta title. Now, very simply, most of us have WordPress. Very simply, WordPress has what are called SEO plugins. There's the all-in-one SEO plugin. There's a couple other brands of plugins, and one doesn't work any better than the other, but they're called SEO plugins. And when you install an SEO plugin into WordPress, you simply have to just go down to the bottom of every page, and when it's activated, there'll be a new area at the bottom of where you fill out your pages or your blog posts. It'll say title, description, and keywords. It's just 3 blank spots where you can fill in information. And the description and keywords aren't that critical, but the title one, where it says title, will be the magic spot. And you'll want to think of 3 keyword phrases for your main homepage that represent you and your business. And on each and every page of your site, no matter how many you have, there should be other separate phrases and keywords that relate to your business. So you don't want to repeat the same 3 all the way through on every page, and you don't want to just leave the same 3 on the home page and don't do anything with any of the other pages. You definitely want to, what we call, optimize and balance by picking as many keyword phrases as you possibly can and spreading them over the pages throughout the site. And it's very simple. And basically, if you have a list of keywords, you can go into WordPress and pretty much do that in about a half an hour, especially if you have less than maybe 12, 15 pages. It doesn't take but just a few minutes to type those in, just like you see here, presentation skills, public speaking, professional speaking. Those are Tom's homepage keywords in his meta title area. And they're the reason, there's those 3 biggest phrases on each page you'll see that they're optimized. Another place to hide keywords, and this is a super secret, is in the image files. Now, how do you hide keywords in an image file? Well, very simply, every picture that you upload into WordPress, into your media library, and insert wherever, page, blog post, wherever you want to put that thing, there was an original file name that you pulled off your computer somewhere. While it's sitting on your hard drive or sitting on your desktop or wherever you have the image loaded, the image usually has a big string of numbers, or it'll say bookshelf.00896.jpg or some kind of code like that. You can right-click on an image while it's sitting on your desktop or inside one of your folders and click Rename and rename it with keywords. So every photo that I upload to my WordPress, whether it's on a page or a post, I rename the file itself with keywords. And you can see here, I named this book marketingsecrets.jpg or something like that. And I put my keywords in it. Then I did that before I uploaded it into my media library. And I'll show you behind the scenes of how this works here in just a minute. So image files, the actual image file itself can be named with keywords. Another place you want to put keywords is that that stands out to Google and other search engines is the H1 or just a bigger font or heading tags. H1's a fancy font name for font that is bigger than the rest of the font beneath it. So you can see here that you have like a title and you can just choose a larger font size. That's simply all we're doing. When we're in our WordPress, we just highlight the phrase, go in and choose font size and make it like 16 point instead of 12. Just because you did that, it's called an H1 or H2 tag. It's just a bigger font, but it stands out to Google, believe it or not, and it's easier for them to read that than it is the smaller text. You can see here in this example from some blog I found, it said the leader in media coaching women entrepreneurs. Those are keywords. So whenever you're going to make like a title or a bigger area of font, highlight keywords and then just type out the rest of your text. And that's another secret. Number 4 is blog post titles. Now, we should all be blogging. If you don't like blogging, well, shame on you. I've done a great blogging webinar not too long ago that makes it fun, and I showed you the benefits of why you should be blogging. But one of the biggest blog juice search engine tricks is just to put keywords in the title of your blog. Often I'll see blog posts that say, I was walking down the street and this happened, or Wednesday afternoon at the mall, or something like this. These aren't keywords. You know, that might be what the blog post is about, but it's not keywords that Google can find. Google loves blog posts because they know they're fresh content, so they keep an eye out for blog posts. Blog posts are also clickable to a certain degree. If you notice in WordPress, you can click on the title of a blog post, and it takes you right to the specific blog page. And because it's highlighted and clickable, that's another way it stands out. Always put a main keyword phrase, then a dash or a colon, and then a secondary phrase of what the post is about. So this one's from Jeff Herring, and his main keyword phrase is profitable content creation. That's exactly what people search for. Then his secondary phrase, or just what the post is about, what do I do with my content once I've created it? That describes what the post is about, but it's also got other keywords in it. The whole question, what do I do with content once I've created it, is actually a searchable phrase that people put into Google. So you want to break these up into main keyword, dash or colon, secondary keywords in your blog post titles. For the most part, Google doesn't see the keywords in the post content itself. Often there's just a video or something in there where there has no words at all. So it's extremely important to put the keywords into the blog post title. Secondly, anchor text. We just talked about clickable links. Anytime you have a clickable link on your site that takes you to either somewhere else or some other page of the site or wherever you want them to go, that clickable link is called an anchor text. And most often people put read more or click here. But there's a secret that you should be putting keywords as clickable links because, again, Google can see those keywords easier than they can the rest of the text. So put words in your text that are clickable and they're keyword rich. Again, this is from Jeff Herring. You see he used content creation, online visibility, traffic generation, list building. Those are all his main keywords, and they're all clickable. Not only that, it tells the customer or the visitor exactly what they're getting or where they're going or what information is next. Click here doesn't tell anybody anything. That could be taking us to God knows where, and that's confusing for the visitor. So these are your keyword tricks, SEO, something you should always go back and try to balance out the keywords throughout your entire site. Big problem number 2, no one's signing up for anything. That is a big problem. For me, that's everything. I believe that people signing up for your website or for your newsletter or getting them into your database is the only reason the website should exist. And if you know me, that's exactly how I curate my community and get people in my database that I can sell to them. It's a way to make money online. You have to get people to sign up. So capturing people's information is the most important job of a website. It's the most important part of a website's job. They're how you build a list of prospects that you can sell to over and over. The problem is your sign-up for doesn't stand out, or the visitor can't find it, or it's buried somewhere. Increasing sign-ups and opt-ins should involve bright colors that attract attention. It should be in prominent places like the header, the sidebar, or right at the bottom of a post. It should be above the fold. That means I don't have to scroll down to see the opt-in, because a lot of people won't get that far. An opt-in form should be on every single page. Most of the time I see them just on the home page. And then when people go through the site, the opt-in form isn't on either of the pages. It's out of sight and out of mind. And there needs to be benefits. People need to opt in for something irresistible that solves their problems with a free gift that they just can't refuse. If people aren't interested in signing up, then you're still leaving all the visitors on the table. Let's look at a couple of examples. Jeff Herring's opt-in, beautiful, where he's giving away content templates, create waves of online traffic for your business. Fantastic. Bright orange, easy to see. It's up in the header area. So it's the first thing the eyes look at and notice when you come to his site. He doesn't care if you read any of the rest of the site. He just wants you to opt in because he knows that he's got you where he wants you. You can see over to the left or to the right there, the sidebar. The right-hand sidebar is the second most prominent place, and it should be above the fold over in the right. And you can see that it is a free book, download free books, telling you it's giving you tips about stress relief. It's offering a solution to a problem. You can see the download now in red. It just stands out, and it's got a little picture of a book cover. Ebooks don't really have covers, but if you add one, it makes it look like you're getting something valuable. You can see a pop-up box works just as well. As people don't like pop-up boxes. I don't particularly like them, but it's been proven to increase opt-ins. And this is from Tom's down at the bottom. That's on Antion.com. And it pops up. You obviously have to either sign up or click something to get rid of it because you can't read the rest of the site. And it's about $247 worth, 600 pages of back issues of how to be great at public speaking. And that's very valuable to someone learning to be a public speaker. But all three of these are very colorful with red that stands out and in prominent places that go right into the face of the visitor so they aren't confused. Big problem number 3 is called usability. And it's simply, can your visitor get around easily? I learned a long time ago, and you've probably heard this, that the confused mind votes no. And we often think that we have to link to every single thing that we've ever done in our entire internet existence right from the homepage or on our site because, God forbid, if the visitor's only there for a few minutes, we want to make sure that they have an opportunity to see everything we've ever done. Well, the opposite of that is true. If there's a bunch of links and too many decisions, they don't make any decision at all and they leave. Been tested over and over numerous times. So the idea is to just link to things that are specific, that lead the visitor from one place to another, and they always kind of know where they're at and how to get back to the home page. I've seen so many websites in my critiques where I've clicked to the About Me page and then I might have clicked on a blog post and there was no way to get back to the original page. And there's no opt-in boxes or anything, so I'm basically lost. There is an escape hatch called the big red X button that I can hit and get out completely. And you don't want people to do that. You want people to have fun and be able to get around. So a website needs to have a nice flow from one page to the other. They need to get back to where they were, and they want their information quickly and easily. But the problem is your website has too many links, and confusion will cause the visitor to leave. If you've never seen an example of a website that has too many links, or if you're afraid maybe yours might have too many links, look at this example that I found called Digital Hollywood. I don't know what in the world this is, but there are literally, 100 links on this thing, all the way down the left-hand sidebar, all the way around the top. Each one of the photos is a clickable link. There's so many click here, all these blue and reds. It's the most headache-inducing website I've ever seen in my entire life. And these people just were thinking, we should put a link to everything so people can find their way to whatever they want. And literally, after my eyeballs started bleeding, I decided to leave. So this has done nothing for me, and this is I run across this a lot. Now I know that nobody in my community has a site that looks like this, but they're out there, folks, and they're people who know better own sites like this and have spent upwards of $10,000 making sites from web designers that thought that this was a good idea. So really, you got to watch out sometimes for what you're getting and what you're paying for. So how do you get people to get around? Well, I got a few tricks for you. Basically, your navigation needs to be extremely simple. Don't overcomplicate your navigation. Don't use it as a toy with millions of drop downs and so many links to so much stuff that people don't know where to go. What you really would like to have is just easy navigation that actually tells the visitor what's going on. And you can even use navigation links to hide keywords or suggestive material, making suggestions as to what the page is about. And it should describe what they're looking for. Now, this little area here is from Tom Antion's Antion.com. And you can see that it doesn't have about and contact. Well, it's got to contact us, but the typical impersonal kind of navigation, store, blog, things like this. He's telling you exactly what you're going to get. Be a speaker. Those are actually tips on how to become a better speaker. Need a speaker. That's actually a page about him and his speaking topics. Speaking tools. That's hiding the fact that that's his web store. So if you put the word store on it, people will avoid that like the plague, okay? And they don't really want to buy anything, but if you disguise it as speaking tools, they think, ooh, there's something there I can use, and then obviously it's a bunch of stuff to purchase. And then affiliates and webinars. You just want to keep it very, very simple. There was a time when Tom only had like 4 navigation links, and it worked like a dream. And as he's grown a little bit, he's added a few more, but it's not as complicated as you see out there. So always keep very simple navigation that makes it clear exactly where they're going next and gives them an opportunity to see that. Can everyone see the slide here that says simple navigation and easy to find home button? A few people saying they can't see it. So just let me know, and hopefully you can see that. But simple navigation is definitely the trick. Don't ever try to confuse people. Don't ever try to trick people. Just be honest and simple about what you're doing. Big problem number 4, and we're getting to the good stuff here because pretty soon I'm getting to the websites. Big problem number 4, no one can share your content. This is the magical formula that a lot of us just forget about putting on there. And evidently with WordPress, there's things like social plugins, share this plugins. There's a million sharing plugins. No one is better than the other. But the fact that you have them or don't have them gives you an opportunity or not an opportunity to get a million other visitors. Literally, like I said before, one visitor sharing your content with a share button could reach out to maybe thousands and thousands of people that all simply click on a link that you've posted on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube and everything else, and they can be driven directly to their site without a share button. How exactly are you supposed to tell people about the great content that you just read on the website? What are you going to do? Email everybody? You're going to call them on the phone and say, here, you got to go to this site. A share button makes it easier for them to just reach down and click a link and automatically post to that visitor's social media. A very powerful way to get viral out there. So social media sharing is how website content goes viral, in case you were wondering. And if no one is sharing your content with friends, Google believes no one likes it. Google, and here's a big trick, Google can tell if people are sharing your stuff. And if they're not, or they're unable to do it, Google will not put you high in the search results. Why would it? If people don't like it and they're not sharing, it must not be any good. So keep mindful of what Google, big Santa Claus, Big Daddy's looking at, and make sure that you are following their directions. Also, a lot of the sharing plugins or the little icons will actually keep a number of how many people have shared. And what that's called is social proof. So if somebody comes to your site and they're thinking to themselves, I wonder if I'm the only one who's ever been here. That is a moot point when they look down and see that, 500 people have tweeted that page or 1,000 people have liked that page on Facebook. Now I know that people are really digging this page and I feel better about being there. So it offers social proof that that visitor is not the only person that's ever been to that site, which is a big problem if you don't have that. So the problem is that you either don't have sharing software installed or it's not working correctly. So you want to make sure that you have that going on. And let me move on here to the next page. Okay. Let's see. Here's an example. You can see down at the bottom, and you can also see on the right-hand side or left-hand sidebar there. These are what I'm talking about, the sharing buttons. You've seen them a million times, and they're extremely important. If they're that important, and they're so obviously important, how come so many people don't have them? And do you have them? Now, I've talked about these in my community quite a bit, so I'm expecting that everyone that I know has the sharing plugins, but these things, look at all the stuff that they can share. They can share on Twitter, Facebook, they can email this, stumble upon. These are things that you don't have to have. These are things that other people have all the time. People are way into social media, and they want to be able to share this stuff. Sidebar, bottom, it doesn't matter what you use, but it should be on every page and the bottom of every post. And it should be everywhere so that there's always an opportunity for people to share. Also, while we're talking about icons and little buttons, it behooves you to have what are called follow me. These are the buttons that go directly to your social media sites so that people can join over there. A lot of people don't want to opt in because they get too much email now and their inbox is swamped with stuff they're never going to read. You know exactly what I'm talking about there. So don't expect everyone to opt in regardless of how fantastic your freebie is. But they will maybe like you on Facebook so they can sort of get to know you better. And we want to get people to go to Facebook and Twitter and join you there because that's a place where you can have a real conversation. We can't have a real conversation on your website unless you have a bunch of comments or something on all your blog posts, which most people don't install either. There's no way to have a real dialogue. But if I can go over to Facebook, I can get to know you a little better. I can kind of hang out behind the scenes and kind of watch your posts a little bit. I can ask you questions, see if you respond. It's very personal. So try to get people to follow you on the sites too as often as you can. All right, big problem number 5 is just simply there's no personal touch. These are all the 5 big problems I've identified. It's not the only ones, but it's the ones that matter the most. When we went through all 5 problems, you'll see that the first started out with being visible to the search engines and getting traffic and brand new traffic. And then as we move through the process, it's about capturing that traffic's information, marketing, making them feel good, giving them solutions to problems, and having them share with all their friends, making your stuff go viral. So you're moving through a process of conversion here. And number 5 is the icing. It's the personal touch. It's being able to write in your own voice and have your website be an extension of your personality or at the very least your business. Because stuffy, impersonal websites create an emotional disconnect with your visitor, and you don't want that to happen. A personal connection, speaking like you would to a friend, lowers sales resistance and builds trust. And that's a critical function of the internet because you're not there to shake their hand or look them in the eye when it comes time for them to buy anything. So if you ever have some CDs or some ebooks on your site and you wonder why nobody's buying anything, it's a very hard sell for someone to buy something just from a site when they haven't met that person face to face, or they don't know them that well. It's quite a stretch, to be honest with you. So writing as if you're talking to a friend and creating a personal touch goes a long way in building the trust and getting them to buy something from you. The problem I'm saying is site copy is written in third person. It's not saying I did this. It's saying Bob Smith graduated from the University of Virginia with a degree, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares about that. I want to hear personal stories. I want to hear a connection. And there's no way to meet you. What about website videos? Almost every site I've seen so far this year has not had a website video on it where I can meet the person who's selling anything. Remember, you're selling not just products, you're selling yourself. And if you don't have a video on there, you're missing a huge personal touch that makes people want to do business with you. Hearing you speak, seeing your mannerisms, getting an idea of your intelligence. Those things are critically important in the decision to work with you and to buy from you. Website video is a huge advantage, and it's something that's easy to do, totally free to create. Doesn't have to be a masterpiece. It can just be something very simple done with a cheap camcorder. Pop it on YouTube, pop it on your site, and have the opportunity for someone to meet you. That is what we call reaching out to your prospect and giving them permission to come back into your fold, to opt in, to contact you. Let's take a look at a few personal website experience tips. Obviously, a welcome to my website video, like I just said. Updated contact information is always nice. Every time I see a website that says at the bottom 2003, I kind of get the impression that no one's updated any of the information on this site in a decade, so it can't be relevant. Little things like that make a huge difference, especially to Google too. Also, engaging content. Tell your stories. Be humorous. Be irreverent. Talk about things that you learned. Tell the story on your site about how you learned how to overcome the same situation that you're trying to get someone else to overcome. What tips and techniques did you learn? What kind of things did you do to change, to lose weight, to be a better person? Whatever it is you're trying to help someone else with, describe how it helped you first, and it creates a huge rapport with your visitor. Using comments and discussion forums on your site is a way for people to contact you, to reach out, to give you accolades, for you to reach back, answer questions, become the expert in your field. So make sure you always have comments or forum kind of stuff on the website, especially comments on your blogs. And even use surveys. Always ask your visitor for their 2 cents, their opinion. Their opinion matters, and that's the kind of thing that closes deals. So you definitely want to do that. Joanne said real quick here, what's the best sharing software I use? And I use what's called Sociable. And there'll be a link to it in tomorrow's recording page. And it's the picture that I showed you earlier, the example of the sharing. It's the best one. It's the easiest one. It's the most comprehensive, and it's easiest to use. I've seen some that kind of are quirky. Everything about WordPress can be quirky from times. Some plugins aren't that great, but Sociable, and that's easily searched right on inside your WordPress plugin list. She also said, what best pop-up plugin do you use? I actually use something that's not a pop-up. So a lot of pop-ups are blocked these days. So there's things called dynamic HTML plugins and all this. I don't use those as much, but I do use something called the Hello Bar. The Hello Bar is something at the very top of your browser that got information about opting in that follows as they scroll down the page. It still stays at the top of the browser window. So it flows dynamically and stays in place no matter where they go on the website. That top bar is always there, and it'll say something like, hey, you want to make $10,000 a day using this autoresponder method? Sign in here. It's just something that they see all the time. They can't get rid of it. I think they can X out of it, but it follows them around. It's called the Hello Bar. It's totally free, and I love it. So you want to use that. Now, here's the big fun part of this that I love to do. I'm going to look at some real-world examples on the web, and I know this is what you've been waiting for. So I'm going to look at a few here, that I want you to pop in. A few people have asked me to look at theirs. And now, when I go through, Jeff's jumping on it, jeffjustice.com. I'll definitely look at that, Jeff. Yeah. Now, when I go through these sites, with GoToWebinar can get really quirky. So if the audio breaks up a little bit, just hang in there. It's happened every time I do this. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Just warning you up front. GoToWebinar uses so much bandwidth that if you try to, here's a tip for you. If you're doing webinars, try not to go over to to the internet, and like scroll around a lot of sites, because it can really freeze stuff up. So I'm going to carefully go over to a site that someone wanted me to look at, and I'm going to take a look at it. And I'm going to take a look at this site here. This is let's see here. All right, this is by my friend Mike Weinberg, and he wanted me to take a look at this site. And the first thing that I like to kind of point out is it's very bright and very sharp, and I love all that. But the first thing that I like to do is check the title bar, because that was number one big problem. And I also want to make sure that people are doing it right. And I also said the title bar was 75, maybe 80% of all SEO. So if you're confused about search engine optimization and you don't know where to begin, well, the title bar, if you can just at least do those, then you've gotten further than most people ever do with SEO. I'm going to take a look, and all you got to do to test the title bar is to hold your cursor over the tab, and the title bar information will magically appear. And it says Mike Weinberg. Let's try that. It disappears after a second. Mike Weinberg, the new sales coach. Not bad, Mike, but there's no real keywords in there. Sales coach is a keyword, but it's very broad. So I usually like to get people to add a few more than that. Of course, your name is not a keyword. No one is searching for you unless they know you already. And if they know you already, then they already know where the website is. Google could care less about your names. It's not the place to put into the title bar your name. If we take a look at another, I'm going to go to services, because that's usually where the title bar makes a huge difference. Joanne says, how do you change the title bar to say what you want? You do it in WordPress, or it's in the meta title. So in WordPress, you can install an SEO plugin, and it automatically gives you access to the meta title area. And it'll show you exactly how to do that. Or if you have a traditional website, your web designer can show you where the meta title is. And I'm going to show you where that is and why it makes a difference. I'm going to check out services real quick. Okay, now I'm going to look. New business development sales coaching. Much better, Mike. So Mike's got it down in terms of the title bars. Let's take a look at a couple things. I see it in very prominent area. There are his follow me buttons. Well done. Let's scroll down. Now, the opt-in is simply don't miss a post in your email address. I would consider that somewhat weak, because it doesn't really offer any real freebies or any real value. Missing a post, yeah, that's fine, but I need something now that solves the problem, something I can download or take with me, an MP3, a video to watch, something that brands him further and takes the person into the funnel. Just subscribe is not good. So he's kind of missing out on the opt-in area. That's my biggest pet peeve. As you can see, he used the H1 tags: consulting, speaking, coaching. Those are all great because those are important keywords. There's a ton of links on here, so you really want to be careful of that. And in general, I would say this page is a little too long. People don't really scroll that much and read that much about it. There's no way to share this. There's no sharing plugins. So that's a strike against Mike Weinberg. and there's no blog. So there's a lot to this. I want to show you something. I want to show you something that visitors don't see, but Google sees. I'm going to show you what's called the view source code. This right here is exactly what Google sees. It sees code. It doesn't see the front end of or the visual end of a website. Why is the title bar so important? Because look at where it is right here. These keywords are almost at the very top of the entire site code-wise. When search engines come to a site, they search for keywords from the top down to the bottom. So if your title bar doesn't have keywords in it, it's going to have to scan all this stuff. This is hundreds and hundreds and thousands of lines of code. Look at this stuff. Your keywords are hidden in here, and Google will never be able to find them in this much clutter. So that's why we put them in the title bar, right up at the top, and you can see it stands out. I just wanted to show you that in case you weren't aware of what Google actually sees. I'm going to pop in. Another lady today asked me to do her site real quick. Joyce Dillon. One of my good friends, Joyce. Now, I really like this site because it's gorgeous. Not only is it gorgeous, I love the linking. Now, there are drop-downs, so there is a lot of choices, but it doesn't look like that at first. So that's a good way to keep people from getting overwhelmed. If they decide to click on something for a drop-down, it's okay, because what it is that they've given themselves permission to start to go through the site. But if you have that many links all piled into the site at one time, before they've decided to go through it, you're causing a lot of trouble. And I like her links: success stories, coaching, wellness, events, shop, blog, media. Very short, precise, nice navigation. Joanne also asked me, how many keywords should you put in the title bar? It should be 3 phrases. So we're going to look at, and that's for every page, we're going to look at Joyce's title bar. Atlanta Life and Wellness Coach. Very well done. She didn't put her name. Her name's already in the domain. She didn't put her name in there. She pinpointed the town she lives in, which is called a local geo localized something or other. It's a geo keyword. It means that she's using her title bar to put keywords in geo mod. Yeah, okay. And that's well done. And I'm hoping that she has done that, not repeated that across the board. So I'm going to try to bust her on this because I know that she's probably listening. So I'm going to scroll down. Now let's look at the opt-in real quick. Get started today. Fully conscious living easy, and your 7 stress buster tips. Not bad. Could be a little stronger. You always want to outline a little bit more of what they're going to get. What was it? Is it an ebook? Is it a video? Is it an MP3? Let me know what I'm getting into before I sign up. So you may want to explain a little bit more. There's plenty of room here to put some bullet points, put some things they're going to learn. Talk about free. It doesn't say anything about free. I don't know if it's going to be going to cost me anything. I don't know what's going to happen. So always expound a little bit, but that's better than Mike's. So we'll scroll down a little bit. Now, this is what I really like. She's doing the personal touch, and obviously I've coached her quite a bit on copywriting because she's bought the Stealth Persuasion product. But you can see where she's talking about, I'm Joyce Dillon. Let me help. And then talking about people that she's helped. like Lisa, who's extremely stressed out and worked at least 10 hours a day on the weekends. She's pinpointing people that she's helped so that you can pinpoint your own personal situation. Very, very well done. There's the testimonials. I love that on the right-hand side. Let's scroll down a little bit more. There's her connect buttons. I usually put those in the top, but it doesn't really matter. That's fine. Great visual modules that make it easy for people to understand where they're going. Updated copyright. Dan Joyce doing very good here. And very good. Very good. Now, let's bust you. I'm going to go over to coaching and see how you did on your title bars. Life coaching programs, healthy and successful living, and joycedillon.com. Very good. Those are decent keywords, life coaching programs. So she kept a fresh set of keyword phrases all the way through some of the other pages. Let's go to the blog really quick and see how that works. There's her share buttons at the top. Very well done. Great blog post. Look at the blog post title she used. Entering the healing field, the spiritual work of grief. Good keywords. I would suppose that's decent keywords for her target market. Let's go down to the bottom. And are there any share buttons? Yes, there are right there. Google+, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, StumbleUpon, Pinterest, and email. Very, very, very well done. Very well done. And links to different parts of her site. 5 environments we spend most of the time in. Those are keyword phrases. This is very good. Joyce, you did a really good job on that. I don't want to spend too much time on it because I think you've gotten pretty far in it. I'm going to go to Jeff Justice, if I can remember how to spell that. Just kidding, Jeff. Let's see. I have never seen this site, so I have no idea who Jeff is. I know he's been on a lot of webinars, but we've never actually talked in person, maybe one time, I think. But I don't recall seeing this site. So, funny keynote speaker, definitely. Oh, I like this, Jeff. Oh, old friend of Tom's. Actually, I talked to you when I was at Tom's one time. You called on the phone there, and we had a conversation. This is really good. Nice visuals. I like what are these module things that are clickable. If you notice these modules on the side, the images are clickable, and that makes it easier for people to get around. Now, one thing I did not check was hiding images. Usually I love to check that, and I like to bust people on that. I'm going to see if Jeff did a good job of this. This is an image that could have keywords in it, such as humorous, keynote speaker. And what happens when you put keywords in an image like this is that it'll show up in Google Images, which is a highly searched area of Google. Not only do you may not get on number 1 or number 2 page of search results, but you could easily get on the first page of an image search, and it'll automatically, Google will find the keywords, put this in the image search, and when people click on the image, it'll take you to the website. It's a secondary shortcut to going in and getting better search positioning. But I'm going to bust Jeff on this. I'm going to look and see what did he name this file. Video 111. There's no keywords in there. I would suggest, Jeff, that you could download this thing back onto your desktop, rename it with keywords, and upload it back into your WordPress. And do that with a lot of your different pictures. Let's take a look at some of this other stuff here. Nice associations. Sign up for Jeff's humor letter. Not too good there, Jeff. I think you could come up with something a little better than that. And I want to see the opt-in form right on the page itself. I should be able to enter my name and email visibly here. This is taking me somewhere. In fact, I'm going to click on it and see where the heck it goes. And it's always nice to have your own dedicated opt-in like this, but it's easier if it's right in here, and it's easier. You don't, one more click will keep conversion down by 50%, Jeff. Just an example. Won't let you know that. If they have to click once other than, to sign up, it'll keep conversions down. You'll lose half the people by doing that. So you could be increasing your opt-ins a lot easier. Let me look at, let's look at courses and seminars. And I want to check the title bar. Now, here's the title bar area. Courses and seminars, Jeff Justice. See, that's just repeating the page and the site name. It's got no keywords in it whatsoever. So let's check the home page real quick. Funny keynote speaker and humorous motivational speaker. So you optimize the homepage right, Jeff, but here's the critical mistake. Google will ignore homepage keywords if they discover that the rest of the site is unoptimized. It's called keyword balance. And if it, almost everyone can optimize a homepage, but they really don't take the time to optimize the rest of the site. So not only are there keywords, extra keywords you could be using in all the title bars for Google to help find you, Jeff, but Google can tell that you haven't bothered with optimizing the site, and it'll literally penalize you for that and push you down beneath other people who have optimized their whole site. So you want to keep that in mind. And he's got his follow buttons here that are great. I love that. Don't really see a blog. Blogs are a great way to track the search engines. Well, see, I see that I like Jeff. I like the way he looks. This is a great little piece. It's kind of written in third person, so it's not super personal. It's kind of like a brochure style. But if I wanted to share this with my friends, if I thought, I got a meeting planner friend of mine over on LinkedIn, and I belong to a big public speaking group over there. Maybe I should share this with Jeff. I wouldn't be able to do that. Now, you can see that Jeff has kind of hidden keywords down here in the footer area. And that doesn't work either. If Google catches you hiding a keyword in the footer area or a place they know that people aren't going to read it, they'll penalize you for that. That's old school. That's like from 2002 or something. So you want to be careful of that kind of SEO. That's not what we're talking about here. Jeff, your SEO could be a lot better. So I'll grade this a C+ because I like Jeff. But there's some work that could be done here. And it's easy stuff. Could be done in a weekend. Let's check out someone else's. Karen Coify. Article writing doctor. Article writing doctor. I hope I spelled that right. Articlewritingdoctor.com. All right, let's check this out. Hang on, Karen. All right. Well, create an optimized website. Get your copy today. Where does that go? I don't really see an opt-in. Lots of ads. This area here in the middle is, an audio is nice, but it's crying out for video. This is 2014, and just listening to audio intros was kind of 2009, Karen. So you're attractive. I just saw your picture down here somewhere. You really need to, what we do is create your authority status. Your authority status is putting yourself front and forward. This is a perfect area, and it seems a little bland right here, and it's just crying out for some kind of video. or something, which would be great. And I absolutely love that. And a video of you talking about your expertise is exactly what you need to get above your competition, because you got to realize that there's a lot of article writers out there, and there's one trick above getting above your competition, Karen, and what it is, it's being you. It's showing me your passion, getting to hear you talk, looking in your eyes and being able to say that she gets it. She's the one that understands this business, and I want to work with her. I don't get that from listening to an audio or just kind of reading a bunch of stuff. And unless you're getting a lot of traffic to your site, like 10,000 people a month, these kinds of Bluehost ads and things are just kind of a waste of space, and it looks a little tacky. And so you don't really want to put those, unless you're getting real traffic that makes real money, it's kind of a waste of space that you could be putting modules to other parts of your site. So the create space isn't a bad one, really, because it kind of relates to your writing and what you're doing. But some ads are just kind of a waste of space. Unless you're making really real money from it, then I wouldn't worry about putting that kind of stuff there. I'd love to see a better opt-in. So again, I want to click on this opt-in, which I think is an opt-in. Right. Yeah, that's a huge opt-in, Karen. That's going to keep people really from signing up for that. So I don't know how many people you've been signing up, but you could condense this into a far more easily digestible, right on the home page, instant access, instant benefits, instant solutions, pretty effective opt-in. Remember, getting them to click one more click will keep down conversions by 50%. And then to read all this, they don't have time for that. You're not respecting people's time in terms of how long they got to sit here and peruse this stuff. So you want to make sure they get to the point very quickly. Let's look at your title bars. Natural healthcare professionals join here. Okay, not bad. Let's look at the home page, title bars. Article writing doctor, SEO writing, natural healthcare content, article write-up training, and writing services. Wow, that was great. So you got the home page. Try to optimize all those out across all your pages. You've got the follow, so that's good. The follow me buttons. If you're a writer, let's check out the blog. The blog should be top-notch, especially from a writer. It looks good. Check that out. Content marketing and graphics, good keywords. Big link to Fiverr, that's great. Oh, the opt-in at the bottom. Okay, see now that's more interesting. The opt-in at the bottom of every blog post is a fantastic idea. But I don't see any share buttons. How am I supposed to share this? You're missing out on tons of viral traffic without the share buttons. Let me go back up here. Let's take a look at this image and see if you've optimized the keywords in it. Stethoscope, 200 by 133. No one tonight has gotten the images optimized on any of their sites. Joanne says, how do you get those dividers in the title bar so it separates each phrase? That's a keystroke. It's over on the very right-hand side of your keyboard above the backslash. You'll see when you shift, there's an up and down slash. Joanne, you're so funny. I love you to death. All right. Well, we went through a lot of some of this stuff here. I don't want to overblow the GoToWebinar by kicking everybody, out or whatever. But yeah, a lot of the sites I would give Karen's, just what I've seen so far, I guess maybe a B minus. You know what? I think besides the share buttons, and the opt-in being could be better. It's actually a really good site. It's got good keywords, good optimization. The only thing I'm missing, and I guess it doesn't have anything to do with SEO, but it has everything to do with just meeting Karen. I want to see a video. I'd love to see you do that. I'll help you with that too, Karen, if you need help with doing a video. She says, pick another image. Okay, that's fine. I have share button plugin. There's just something wrong with it. That's fine. I mean, we all do. But if you remember in the PDF that I said, let's go back and look at this, about the share buttons. Here's the problem. You don't have sharing software installed, or it's not working correctly. Okay? I understand, trust me. Every time I put a plugin on WordPress, it doesn't work very well. And you have to stay vigilant to the plugins. WordPress, I don't really like it, to be honest with you. I think it stinks, and there's just so much that goes wrong with it, and there's too many plugins that are never updated, and you really have to stay vigilant on it. I'm still an old HTML website guy myself. I have a WordPress site, but it drives me insane. And every time, if you just take 2 months off, my friends, on your WordPress without looking at it, and you go back and look at it, something will be broken. Trust me. It's always like that. Something's always broken. So you have to do what's called a spring cleaning, Karen. Your site's actually very, very good. And spring cleaning, where you have to go in and go through and check all the links and make sure everything's working and reinstall the plugins. I know it's a pain in the ass, but that's the only way that you can do what you got to do. And it's not your fault, usually, because you've tried to do everything right. It's just hard to keep up with it, especially when we're busy. So, I'm not blaming you. And here we go. She said, pick another image. Well, I'll pick her face. Well, the file name doesn't have any keywords in it, but the alt tag does, and that's different. Now, the file name you can hide keywords in. There's also something called the alt tag, and every image has a place in WordPress in the media library to put what's called the title or the alt title. And whenever you upload an image to WordPress, go into your media library, click edit, and you'll see there's an area that says title or alt, and you can put both title or alt or either one. And what happens is that you hold your cursor over and you see it says Karen Coify, freelance writer. Very good. Excellent. Good job, Karen. That's the title. The alt title works just as good as the file names. And Google can see these alt titles in there. If you can see that, that's fantastic. Good job in hiding keywords. So I'm going to have to bump you up to a B, instead of a B-, because that was actually well done. Thanks for pointing that out. And of course, I was hoping it would be on your face, so to speak. So, but yeah, some of the other images, whenever you do it, just stay vigilant as you do blog posts. I see this is recent, very good. Another problem I see is blogs. The last time someone blogged was, 2010 or whatever, and that's not good. So, very good tonight. I want to congratulate everybody here. I can always look over some more sites, but let me show you some other things that you may need to think about. What else do you need to know about SEO that I didn't get the chance to cover? I can talk all night. I know it's getting a little late. I don't want to go over time, but Karen says, thanks so much for the great help. Joyce says, thanks so much. Yeah, you know what? I love every one of you guys, and I'm not going to be ragging on your site, but, we all have different things that we can do. Here's what you need to know that I didn't get to cover. Where to put videos on your website. Now, I like them on the homepage, obviously, because people get to meet you, but there's other places on the site where Google can look for them that helps your search engine positioning just like it does an image file. Also, fixing small mistakes that can get you banned. Okay, as I go through critiques often, I'll see little things that we used to do back in the old days, and now they've changed. One example, love Jeff to death, but that one example of those keywords in the footer is not good. And since the Panda and Penguin came through about 1.5 years ago, they're penalizing sites, Jeff, that pull those kinds of stunts. They really don't want anybody doing that. It's a little old school. But little things like that, just tiny little things, broken links that once went to a nice website that now go to some kind of virus site that you didn't know and you have no control over. You just got to go through and test. Those things will get you banned, and you'll never be able to reinstate those bans. Google doesn't play around here, and you want your site to be clean and functional. Also, how to keep your visitor from getting lost. There's plenty of ways to what we call use breadcrumbs to get people into a certain page or a resource area and get them back to where you want them to go. You want to guide the visitor from page to page. Just don't let them go wandering off like in a giant Sam's Club and get lost. You want them to go from page to page and finally buy something or sign up for something. Don't let them wander around forever. Control your visitor, okay? Also, there's copywriting tips that make people love you. Obviously, most of you have studied with me under the stealth persuasion stuff, so there's a lot of copywriting tips, just little words and phrases that you can change that make people really want to do business with you. There's also keywords that bring the most traffic. It's called keyword research. And the keywords that you use may or may not be exactly what people are looking for. Now, there are tricks to research keyword research tools that will give you an idea. Plus, there's other ways to discover exactly what people are searching for. You can use Google Analytics on WordPress and get an idea of the exact phrases that somebody used to find your site, and it might shock you what people are actually searching for that found your site. It's always done it to me. And also, how to make your blog post conversion friendly. Every one of us are good writers, I know that. But the blog doesn't always take people to the exact conversion that you're looking for, a sign up or a buy or something that just leads them to where they get, they don't get out of your clutches, so to speak. You want to keep them focused. And again, controlling the visitor, moving them along the funnel in a predictable manner. And they don't even know it, something I called stealth conversion. So people are clicking on things and getting signed up and filling out surveys and getting deeper into the site, and they don't even know they're doing it. It's really cool. But that's called stealth conversion. But tonight, since you guys were here and everyone's done such a great job with the sites, you're one of the lucky ones. So don't worry if you don't know all this stuff, because if the time was ever right for you to get a personalized and professional website critique from me, it's now. So I have a solution for you that I want to offer. It is a personalized 30-minute website critique, very similar to what I just did. I just went through these really fast, but a 30-minute screen capture video of me going through your entire site, page by page, looking at every little thing, showing you exactly what's wrong with it, that you can watch forever and over and over. So it's almost like you came over to my house and we decided to look through your website together, and you were looking over my shoulder, and I take you step by step and point out all the things that are wrong with it and that you can fix, and I actually tell you how to fix them. What that does is that creates immediate results and instant benefits for you, because I'm showing you exactly what changes you need to make, and you don't have to do them yourself. You can follow the video and try them yourself if you have WordPress, or if you have a webmaster, you want to hire somebody, they can watch the video. I have a lot of clients who do that. And it's a way for you to walk through and make sure that everything's done correctly. But here's the biggie. We went through the different title bars and we talked about some keyword phrases. But how do you know what keywords actually put? And how do you know what balance? And how many people are actually looking for certain keywords each and every month? And how does that affect where they should go on the page? Well, I'm also offering a personalized keyword research where I'll do the keywords research for your business and give you an Excel spreadsheet with related phrases that should be balanced to the site with all monthly searches that you can use for your title bars. You can pop them in image files, you can pop them into blog posts, all the places I told you to put them tonight, articles, YouTube videos, anywhere that requires good keyword research for you. And you can create rich keyword content for your site. In addition to this screen capture video that I want to offer you tonight, you get 4 big bonuses. Tom Antion's 60 website tips in 60 minutes. That's great. Crafting the perfect opt-in strategy. At the webinar recording, we're talking about opt-ins, and I'm giving you an additional hour webinar on crafting the perfect opt-in, which from what I saw tonight, a lot of you need, and a webinar recording called Press Release Magic, which helps drive traffic to the site, really kickstart your SEO. And then, of course, Mark Bullard's book, my friend Mark Bullard over at Tom Antion's office, More Than a Website Optimization. It's a 66-page ebook that he wrote about optimizing websites. And I'm getting to the Q&A here in just a moment, but that's $237 worth of free bonuses. Now, a few people bought this back in March when I offered it last time. And one of my friends that took me up on this offer was Rhonda, and she said, this was so great to receive. This is my sister's website, and the critique was fantastic. GoDaddy designed her site for her, and she's pissed. They charged her so much money and did not give her what she wanted. Very familiar scenario with many of us. She said, I had great suggestions, and we are now revamping and coming up with a new plan based on what I offered and what they're going to do. She said, you're the best, and thank you so much. A couple other people, Judy Holt said, Jody, your critique was awesome. I just never looked at my site this way, how a visitor would see it. That's another thing, is that we're very married to our sites. You need a third set of eyeballs, and that's extremely important in terms of critiques, because we spend so much time thinking, damn, I did such a great job, that we miss a lot of the little things that our visitor sees, or what's worse, big old Santa Claus of Google sees. And what we think is good might actually get us banned, and you want to be careful with that. She said, your video took me step by step through this used to be confusing process, and I appreciate that, Jody. And then Julia, my friend Julia, says, I look forward to learning from you. Your information is actually helping me with the design so I can hopefully avoid the common mistakes. And that's another thing. Some of you are building sites or redesigning sites, and this is the perfect time to do that right the first time, so you don't have to go back and make a lot of expensive or time-consuming changes. So that's a good opportunity in case you're designing a new site. All of this, the screen capture videos, and all the 4 giant bonuses, and the personalized keyword research spreadsheet, simply $77, or 2 payments of $40 and $40, my easy payment plan. And that's over at expertwebwriting.com/critique. expertwebwriting.com/critique. And it'll have information about, all you have to do is just purchase and then send me the site you want me to look at, and I'll send you your video in a couple of days along with your spreadsheet, but you'll get all 4 bonuses immediately as soon as you hit the checkout button. And really, I want to super appreciate everyone being here tonight. I would love to fix and look through your site with those professional set of eyeballs and make sure you're not missing anything. $77, expertwebwriting.com/critique. You get all of that stuff. And you'll get to talk to me one-on-one if you want to about this. If you don't understand anything I went through in the video, I'll sit and have a phone conversation with you and make sure that it's fixed and optimized to the very best that it can be. I want to give away another prize real quick. So if anyone's still awake out there after all this, I want to give away the prize. So again, it's the here's the thing. I'm going to give away the Little Black Book of Autoresponders, 10 email templates that practically write themselves, that send visitors coming avalanching back to your site into the heart of your products and services. And I want to give that away tonight. I'm giving away 2 more. So if you guys want something, speak up. And Joyce says, yes, I would like it. Well, Joyce, since you did such a great job tonight on the site, even though you didn't say anything, I'll give you that. And Harry says, here's the thing. I want it. Here's the thing. I want it. He's so serious, Harry, you know. I love it. Julie says, I bought the autoresponder product. It is super. Everyone should grab it. Well, you know what? I'm actually going to offer the Little Black Book of Autoresponders as an extra bonus for anyone who purchases the website critique tonight, which is over at expertwebwriting.com/critique. The Little Black Book Autoresponders is a $50 product. So now for $77, you get the critique, personalized screen capture critique. You get the personalized keyword research spreadsheet just for your business, all 4 giant bonuses, the personal consultation with me, and the Little Black Book of Autoresponders. And I'm beating on this thing like crazy. Oh, Harry James, yeah, I need to give you the thing. So just because I gave you the Little Black Book of Autoresponders tonight as a prize, don't let that hold you back from getting the critique. You can see there's a picture of me with my beautiful girl, Vicky, who's still sitting here on the couch, and she hasn't fallen asleep yet. She's not even drunk tonight, so she's drinking orange juice or something. And that's really cool because she needs to stay off the wine a little bit. I've been having a problem with her about that lately. So $77, that's all it is. expertwebwriting.com/critique. And I want to go ahead and get to the Q&A. And if you have any questions, I'm going to pile into this. and see how people are doing here. Joyce says, thanks so much. Dennis said, yes, Colin, I'd love that. Well, too late, Dennis, sorry. Joyce says, yes, I would like it. Kevin said, I'd love it. Karen says, going over my site is my prize. Greatly appreciated. I'll be signing up for the Karen. I really appreciate that tonight. If you guys want to get on board, man, $77, what a steal for all this stuff. It's ridiculous. It's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of time. And it takes me a long time to sit down and go through your site, notice what everything's wrong with it, then turn on the screen capture, go over it again for an entire 30 minutes, then I have to render it in a video program. Then I got to upload it to YouTube. Then I got to send it to you. That's a lot of work, okay, for $77. So I'm not saying it, that I don't like working, but damn, that's a good deal. You don't want to miss that at all. Jeff says, hey, Colin, do you have a deal if I have you do my site and my wife's? Yeah, actually, if you purchase tonight a critique, I have a special deal where I'll do a second site for $25. Now, that's not part of the cart button or anything, but all you have to do is just email me when you send me your site to have me look at it and do the critique. If you say, hey, I want a second site, and you have a colleague, a wife, or a second business or something, and you want me to do that, I send you just a separate PayPal invoice for $25. So I do have a second deal there. And Harry James says, I have to leave to pick up my son. I'll order tomorrow. Thanks, James. Harry, give me a call there. Donald said, what is the time frame for the offer of doing the personalized critique? You can do this whenever, Donald. So if you're not ready tonight, just remember expertwebwriting.com/critique. Buy it whenever. It's activated. All the bonuses, everything included is part of the deal, so you can get it whenever you're ready. This is no expiration. I don't do that with the offers. So I will be emailing everybody with the replay link that'll have all the links to the different sites that I looked at tonight, and also the link to all the offer and everything, and different plugins, that I was talking about tonight. So you'll have the replay. You can watch it whenever. The offer never expires. Karen says, oh, that's great. I have another site. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I'd love to help everyone with this. Jeff says, consider it a done deal. Well, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. There's a lot of people getting on board. Perdita says she's getting it. She's on board. Roberta says she's buying it. Awesome. This is great. I love you guys so much. I'm going to be busy getting these cranked out. And it'll only take about 2 days probably to knock this out. Actually, I'm going out of town for a show, so it'll be like Monday before everybody gets most of their critiques. I'll be doing some tomorrow, and I'll be doing some Monday. I'll be selling jewelry all weekend in the beautiful 80-degree sunny weather here in Virginia Beach with my girl Vicky, and we're going to be selling all sorts of gold and silver like we usually do at a big festival, so I'm looking forward to that. But it usually kind of puts me out commission and internet stuff, but it's a lot of fun. So if you have any questions about any of this, I know Joanne's always got a lot of questions, so I think I tried to cover all the questions that she asked, because she always asks. Yeah, she said, can you give a good example? Can you give an example of a good title bar with 3 phrases that you suggest? Yeah, okay, let's say I'm a video person, like I help people make videos. My 3 phrases would be video marketing, video search engine marketing, and a third phrase would be something like video analytics or something like that. Whatever somebody's looking for, or script writing. If I'm helping video with scripts, whatever it is about your business, you want to think of the 3 phrases. Then I would try to optimize the other pages with a little bit less keywords that aren't highly searched. So what I'm doing, Joanne, is I'm putting the 3 highly searched phrases of my business, which I'll get in the personalized results on the homepage. Then the second most visited page is usually like the About Me or Services page. You also want to have keywords that relate to the content. Don't ever put keywords that are trying to fool Google or anything like that, because if they see the keywords don't directly match the content on the page, they're going to ban you. So this is extremely important how you balance it out. So the About Me page would talk about me, like video expert, video writing writing services or video editor. And then my services would be script writing or YouTube optimization. Things like this where I'm starting to stretch out where do videos go. Equipment, and I would put camera training, lighting techniques. Those are my keywords, and they directly relate to the page content, but they're still relevant to my business, yet balanced across the board from heaviest to lightest search results in monthly searches. So don't think that sounds confusing. It actually becomes very easy when you start thinking about it. I've been doing it a long time, so maybe it is easy for me, but right there, that was an example of how you balance. So think of it as a T, like a T. So you start with your home page, it's almost always at the left, and then you go to your least visited pages are usually way over on the right of your navigation. So your heaviest, most searched keyword phrases relating to your business will be on the left in your home page, and then work down to the very end and add the smaller keyword searches. Don't ever ignore the 200 and 300 searches a month keywords, because those are still people that are searching for your services regardless. Just because it isn't a million a month, don't ignore that. Then you want to take the T shape and make sure that that one page relates down and relates to the content on the page itself. Now, the keywords don't have to be necessarily in the content. It just needs to relate to it. So don't try to fool Google with the title bars of saying WordPress expert and then have a page full of goat farming information. If they see that, they'll ban you. They always know you're trying to trick them. They're smarter than you think, and they're very difficult to deal with if you get banned. And a lot of this critique that I'm doing will show you exactly and pinpoint exactly the things that you might be doing that you might not even know you're doing that could seriously be banned. And we don't want that to happen. We're trying to make money here. And more than that, we're trying to help other people help themselves. Now, it's 8:30. I know we've gone 90 minutes, and I need to get out of here. So if there's any more questions, and I know that you need to get on with your night, again, I want to thank you for your time here. I hope you learned something. And I know there was a lot of content to kind of get involved in, but the recording, take your time, go through the slides, take your time, do your site, get the critique if you need the help. But I appreciate the time that you put in here, because I know that you're serious about your business and you're serious about helping people and reaching out to the community and reaching the people you were called to help, and to be monetarily rewarded for that. And we don't want you to have a site that doesn't collect a community, doesn't build love, doesn't build trust and rapport, or gets banned by Google. We want to have a site that does all this fun stuff, brings all sorts of traffic, makes everybody happy, and makes you rich. So I'd love to help you with that. And you can do that very simply at expertwebwriting.com/critique. And Karen says, Jeff says, does it screw things up on WordPress site if I change the existing title of a page? No, absolutely not. You can go in and change the titles every 15 minutes. And you can experiment with some of these title bars and actually measure to see after a while if you're getting more traffic. If not, go in and make changes. And no, it doesn't affect anything. Karen says, I use iContact for email marketing. So my opt-in form is from them. How do I get a better opt-in box that the visitor can sign up with? Not sure if I'm making this clear. I know exactly what you're saying. iContact, just like GetResponse or Aweber or anything else, creates an opt-in form inside their email program. And it gives you a JavaScript code when you're done doing it that you can paste. It's actually the form you paste in there that you pasted at the bottom. And on that page, Karen, you just need to put that or make it structured smaller so it fits in the sidebar. And I know iContact can do that. If it doesn't, I would suggest you switching to GetResponse, where you can take your entire existing list, put it in GetResponse without losing a single person, and have all this super duper killer autoresponder templates and opt-in strength. I mean, GetResponse is wonderful. I think iContact does that, so I can check that out for you. Joanne says, where do you go to keep up with the latest Google updates like Panda, etc.? I belong to a very expensive thing called Planet Ocean, and it's like $1,000 a year. And it's created by these super secret ex-Google people, and they're all SEO experts, and they spend every waking moment going through the code, of Google and the algorithms, and I don't understand any of that crap, but they're the ones that tell me what to do. So it's a secret, a very high-priced SEO guide called Planet Ocean, and that's where I get all this stuff from. Plus, I ask a lot of other cool people, like Jeff and Tom and them kind of dudes. Kevin says, only answer if you wish. You keep the stealth persuasion site pretty simple and minimal. Is there a reason for this? Absolutely. I don't want anyone, when someone goes to stealth persuasion sales letter, I don't want them doing anything but hitting the buy button, Kevin. It's if there's navigation and there's links and there's pictures to click on and opt-in boxes, they'll do all of that without buying the product. A sales letter should never have anything but a buy button. I call it the buy or die philosophy. So they either come to something like stealth persuasion or sales letter, they either buy it or they have to leave. That's all I want them to do. I'm not there to entertain them. And it's not a site, it's a sales letter. So a typical website would have a number of opt-ins. So I either want them to opt in or buy something. I'm not there. I didn't build this $1,000 website to entertain these people. I want them to do something. I'm just joking. Not really. All right. Karen says, yes. Okay. Yeah, I can help you with that. Joanne, Karen, actually, since you're part of my Dream Alliance, I can look into iContact and help you design an opt-in box because I'd love to help you with that. You are in the Dream Alliance, I do believe. Joanne says, what's a good generic opt-in form plugin that you use? There is no plugin, Joanne. Your opt-in has to be done by a qualified and competent email program such as GetResponse or Aweber, Constant Contact, or iContact or something like that. I know that Aweber, GetResponse, and Constant Contact, and even MailChimp to a certain degree, has very good opt-ins, forms and boxes and autoresponders. Plugins don't go there. Don't do it. There's no such thing as an opt-in plugin. I've seen them, but they stink, so just avoid it. Yeah, don't do that. Karen says, thanks. Kevin says, thanks. Karen says, thanks again. Karen says, already signed up for the critique. Good. Well, that's good. Then I can help you out all the way down the line, Karen, everything that you want to do to get this business off the ground. Joanne says, I have one shopping cart. Is that okay? Yeah. I mean, I create opt-ins in one shopping cart. It's not my favorite. It doesn't have all the little opt-in like templates, but you can create a graphic and then put the opt-in at the bottom. It's fairly simple to use. I mean, I used one shopping cart for years before I started using other programs, and I like the other ones better. But yeah, one shopping cart's perfect. Got great autoresponders. It works like a dream. So you want to use that. All right, I'm going to get going here. I don't want to keep everyone. I know everyone's got TV to watch and little ones to tuck in and stuff like that. So we want to get going. Jim says, didn't know about the opt-in issue. Would have looked at plugins. We'll look at GetResponse. Yeah, GetResponse. If you actually go through my affiliate link at GetResponse, which I'll actually put in the email, or I'll put in the replay here tomorrow, if you go through my GetResponse affiliate link, I will help you set up your GetResponse, import your contact list over there so you don't lose anybody. So that's a deal that I'd like to make, and I'll have that offer tomorrow for everybody. Dennis says, wait to get with you till after the website is created. Wait to get with you after the website. Yeah, if you don't have a website yet, I mean, this is actually the perfect time to get in line. If you want to purchase, you can wait, Dennis, and purchase some other time. If you want to do it tonight and get all the bonuses and start getting into it, that's fine. And I will honor any critique or help someone set up their site at, once they've set up their template and go do it through a critique and kind of tell you exactly what you need to do with everything. So even if you don't have a site, this is still a good time to take advantage of that. Jim says, thank you. Joanne says, thanks, Colin. You're amazing as always. Oh, I love you too. I love how you give great personalized answers for my questions. I feel like you're right here with me. Oh, Joanne, I really appreciate that. Vicky probably wouldn't like it if I was right there with you, but I am in my dreams, okay? Dennis says, thanks. Ooh, I got the look of death over here, man. Like the daggers that pop out of the peoples. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Such great information, Karen says, and help. Have a great night. All right, you guys. All right, get the expertwebwriting.com/critique. And I'm going to say good night for now. Always contact me. I'm going to have a link to the Dream Alliance. The Dream Alliance is my new group coaching. It happens every Tuesday night. People are having a blast. We're talking about concepts that I've never talked about before, and then we're putting everyone into the hot seat and spotlight of their business. So I'd love for you to join me over there if you'd like some ongoing personalized coaching. $75 a month, steal. But I'll have a link to that in the replay. So I'm going to get going. Everyone have a great night, and I'll talk to you really soon.